How's the transition been thus far for you?
Well, transition, obviously we came in here and we had 3 weeks left in recruiting. We tried to finish up the 14 class. When we got that done, we started right then on the 15 and 16 class, and for the last 3 days we've started working on football.
So have you been able to take a breath at all?
No, and no staff at this time of year is taking a breath. Everybody's working, getting ready for spring ball.
How much of an issue is just, implementation? These guys have got a different system. I understand it's not like you've been able to go over a playbook with them for the past few weeks during this interim. So, how much of an issue is just implementation and learning at this point?
Well, the big thing is we're trying to do for the spring, our number one goal is to figure out who's the right guys to be coaching. So as far as scheme this spring, we're going to work on fundamentals. We're going to see who's going to practice hard every day and who can carry out some details, and then we'll figure out that and who's the best guys to be coaching this fall.
So more about personnel than scheme.
Right.
How much does spring ball tell you, especially when you're dealing with all new players, how much does it tell you what you need to know going forward in terms of the personnel that you want to use, starters, second team, so forth and so on? Well,
the first thing is you find out who likes to compete, and that's what we're trying to figure out, who's the guys that want to compete every play, every day. It tells you a little bit about who they are. We've seen some of it in the off-season program and mat drills, but there's guys who they practice well in shorts. There's guys who practice well in pads, and the big thing is we're trying to figure out who practices well in pads.
You were the new guy in Tallahassee last year. Did you notice players maybe having an edge to them that they might not have had if they were playing for an incumbent coordinator when you came in?
Well, the big thing is I followed Coach Stoops and his philosophy and Coach Fisher, the way they had, there was nothing there that needed to be fixed. They had been playing really good defense for quite some time. We changed kind of the philosophy and basically the scheme, but yes, the players had an edge. They liked to compete, and they were used to winning.
Just for the short time you've been around these guys, though, especially with the way it went for that unit last year, do you find them kind of chomping at the bit even more to learn from you and Coach Rocker and some of the other guys?
Well, I think all the guys are eager. They've had a good off season. Now it's the next step. We go out there and start practicing and see, what kind of football players they are.
Coach Rick said you remember J.J. Green from the recruiting days and you wanted him back. What is it about him that you see as a cornerback that you wanted to pull him over to the defensive side?
Well, the big thing is just lack of numbers. You can never have too many corners. Obviously, I was a little bit familiar with J.J., and it's pretty crowded back there at the running back spot, and he wants an opportunity to play, and this gives him a chance.
How much was just to the average with this defense you think looked different from what people saw last year under Coach Grant?
I wasn't here last year, so I'm probably not the right person to be asking that question.
But you see a major from what you do and what they've done here in the past, or I don't know how much you've looked at film on what they did last year and the past couple of years.
No, well, I think if you looked at really what Georgia's done in the past, what Alabama's done in the past, what we did at Florida State last year, it's very similar. There's a lot of similarities.